Hello and welcome to a new vlog and welcome back to my car. Also, welcome to my first vlog that isn't for Escape the Readathon. If you are new to my channel, which you very likely are, my name is Olivia and I read books. This vlog we are going to basically just read as much queer horror as we can because it is Pride Month and why not? So I have 3 books from my shelves that I want to get to. I have more on my shelves that I could read, but I have different video ideas for them. I have a library book and then I have one book that I really want to read, and I don't know how it's queer, but it is shown up on every list of queer horror books that I've looked up. So let's jump into the books really quick that I'm planning on reading, just because it's 80 degrees out and there's no shade in this parking lot, even though there usually is. The library book, which is the book I'm going to start with just because I need to return it to the library, is Camp Damascus by Chuck Tingle. I've never read a Chuck Tingle. I know he used to write a lot of weird, funny smut before he moved into horror, but I've heard lots of great things about this. We're at a conversion camp, so I think it's going to be a rough read, but it's going to be a good read, and it has some neurodivergent characters. There's some neurodivergent characters. I think our main character is autistic. And then we're just going to go through the rest of the books really quick, because I'll tell you about them once I get to them. I have Our Wives Under the Sea by Julia Armfield, which I really, really can't wait to get to. I have Bloom by Delilah Dawson, which is a horror novella that I wanted to get to in the springtime, just because, I don't know. I mean, I know that the flowers are dead, but the cover gives spring to me. And then I have this Sacrifice by Rin Chapeko, which is either found footage or Haunted Island or both. And I think it's YA, but I bought this for the Trans Rights Readathon and I never got to it. So hopefully I'll get to it this month. And then this book I really want to read. I now own 2 copies because I finally found a hardcover. And I don't know that it's queer, but that's Monstrilio by Gerardo Samano Cordova. I might have said that wrong. So from what I know about this book, it's a grief horror. It follows a couple and their child dies and the wife keeps part of his lung and then a little Monstrilio grows out of the lung. But I've read the first page several times before because despite the fact that it keeps getting pushed back on my TBR, this is one of my top, my 24 books of 2024, and I cannot wait to read it. And I don't know how it's queer. I don't know if there's a divorce, maybe, because we've lost a child, and that's hard, and not a lot of couples recover from that, or if the author is just queer, or if there's something else, but, out of probably, 8 to 9 of the 10 articles of queer horror books that I looked up, Monstrilio was on there. So I'm gonna maybe save this for last since I can't guarantee that it's queer, even though the internet has told me that it is. That being said, I'm currently in the car because I'm going to the library. I have 3 books on hold that are also queer horror books. So I don't know how many I'm gonna get to. I have a bunch of other videos for this month and I've already filmed 2 of them, so maybe I just read as many as I can and do no B-roll. I say B-reel every time. Do no B-roll so it can just be books and it doesn't get too insanely long. But I'm off to the library to pick up those and return this hunk of junk. So disappointing. Okay, but it's so freaking hot, so I'm going to go inside and get my smoothie and then go to the library, and I'll update you once I have made some headway in Camp Damascus. Thanks for making it through this crazy freaking intro because it is 80 degrees and it's so hot. Okay, I'm getting sweaty, so goodbye. What is up, guys? It is a few days later and I have hardly read a thing. I'm only 47-ish pages into Camp Damascus, so I can't give you a huge update. I am enjoying it so far. We've seen a commercial for the camp. We've seen kind of our main character have some feelings toward girls that she doesn't even recognize because she is extremely religious and she just doesn't understand what she's really thinking. But not a ton else I could say, and I also don't think I want to because the synopsis is so short, it doesn't even give character names or anything, so I'm probably not going to say a ton about this except for how it's making me feel. That being said, I have had a lot going on this month, a lot of family stuff. It's been an emotional time and reading has just not been happening, but I do have a couple things that we can unbox just for a little funsies because I haven't yet. So I usually don't get books off of Amazon, but I did. And I only got 2. I got Fantastic Land by Mike Bakoven. I'm excited to read this. I was supposed to read this for a book club already. Kayla's live show was last week, so I'm a bit behind on that, and since I already missed the live show, I'll probably save it for next month so I can read as much queer stuff as possible this month. And then I got Good Bones by Maggie Smith, which is a collection of poetry, which, I just opened right up to it. I got solely for the poem Good Bones, which I've heard like the end of it quoted before and I really enjoyed, and I want to try to start reading some more poetry, but I don't know where to start, so I figured, well, I like that, so I might as well try this. So these are the two new books that I picked up. Sorry, this is so low energy. I also think I am getting sick. I don't know if you can hear it, but my throat hurts so bad, which is unfortunate because I am flying in like 2 days to go to a celebration of life. This, though, not a book. This is, I fell victim to the Instagram ads. This is what this is. So I love photography. I have a bunch of old like film cameras and everything. I got this tiny little camera called Camp Snap, which is basically designed by these parents who wanted to send they were sending their kids to camp, and they wanted them to have this like kind of disposable-esque camera kind of situation. So this is basically a digital disposable camera, and it's just so tiny like this, and then it'll keep track of how many photos you take on the back, but it is screenless and you can't access any of the photos unless you plug it in to a computer. So I'm really excited about this. I loved disposable cameras as a kid, and I am like currently right now every day deleting 100 photos out of my phone because I have too many. So I think this is gonna be just great and incredible. I do think I have to charge it though before I can use it. Ooh, it turned green. I'm assuming that means it needs to be charged. Oh, I thought that this was maybe a cord, like a neck cord, but it's the charging cable. I am so excited to use this. This is so light. It's lighter than a disposable camera because there is no need for film or anything. Like, it has just a little flash, and pretty much all of the photos turn out like old disposable film cameras. So I am so excited to use this. I think I'm gonna try to use it like a normal film camera, so like I can't go look at them until I at least have 36, but I am gonna go immediately charge this right now and I will give you a little review. This little thing was like $60, so I'm not really expecting much, and I mean, it's supposed to look like film photos, so it's not gonna be like some crazy-esque quality, like there's no zoom, there's no anything, but I am so excited about this. It literally feels and looks like a toy, though. I don't know what I was expecting. It's really cute. There's a bunch of other colors, but most of them were sold out, so I got this like navy blue. But that's just like my little quick unboxing to do something, because I started this vlog days ago, and I've hardly done anything. I've hardly read. I feel like crap. It was Pride this weekend at my job, and I didn't get home from work until like 3 a.m. on Saturday. So I am still exhausted, and I'm gonna go now because I can feel my voice leaving my body as I speak to you. So I am gonna bring my little camera with me to Virginia, for probably update you from the hotel room, because I have plenty of time to read on the plane and when we get down there. So hopefully this trip will get some reading in me, because it's been just a crap month for books, and I'm hoping to turn that around. But I will talk to you guys at a later date, and hopefully I will be done with this book and I will have started one of the many, many more that are on the TBR for this queer horror vlog. Okay, hello, hey, hi. I actually finally have an update. I am whispering quite silently because I'm in one of those like 2-bedroom hotel suite things with my parents, and my dad and I just went to bed at 12:30 after watching The Meg 2. And I don't want him to hear me talking to myself in here. First of all, so sorry for the low energy unboxing. I think that it was like the beginning of me being sick, and I was like, I'm not that sick, I'm fine. And I really feel like it's just terrible, and there's like no way to redo an unboxing. It is 12:45 in the morning, so let's do this real quick. We traveled all day today. I was gonna update you this morning actually, because I had finally made it about 100 pages into Camp Damascus, and then my parents got to my apartment like 45 minutes earlier than planned, and then we were at the airport like 2 hours earlier than our flight, which like I knew was gonna happen anyways, because like even if they were on time, because they were early, so we just hung around my apartment. I just couldn't update you. But I am now 200 pages into Camp Damascus, and here's the thing. Sorry, I'm in a hotel room, and this, I didn't know this desk chair went back that far. First of all, I am feeling much better. I took several COVID tests before coming, and I did still fly with a mask, but I think I just had like the summer cold. I think yesterday, like 2 mornings ago, when I woke up, like that was it breaking my fever. So I'm feeling much better. I just still have some congestion, so I wore a mask just because I don't want anyone uncomfortable around me on a plane. Also, like, it wasn't a fun few days. It was only like a 2-day thing, but it wasn't fun. I don't want to ruin anybody else's time, so I wore a mask. We're here. We've arrived, and I am almost out in Camp Damascus. I don't want to tell you a lot. And like the thing is the synopsis is like a paragraph. Like it's the tagline, a paragraph, and then this is about Chuck Tingle. So you really don't know much going into this, and I think a big part of it is like, first, a lot of the book, like our main character doesn't even really know what's happening. My chair is shifting. So I don't want to tell you much about the plot. I am really enjoying it. I'm really liking the commentary, much like when we talked about Better Not Bitter. There's a lot of talk about religion, so that's a bit interesting for me. This is obviously like over the top. Like you could play a drinking game in the first few chapters of this, of just how many times our narrator says God-fearing Christian. I am really enjoying it, and it's not that I'm not connecting with the writing, because I'm enjoying the story. It's just, I think this is the difference between like people who when they read they see words in their mind, and people who when they read they see a movie. Like I'm building a set, baby, okay? I am building a set. And I just like, I can picture it enough, but like there's not enough imagery. Like there is body horror in this, and I should be able to see it vividly, and I can just be like, yeah, it's like any horror film I've ever seen before. I can just kind of mash those together. So I think there's a bit of that going on, but I am really enjoying it. I'm really excited to see what is coming for me in these next 46 pages. So I'm gonna finish this up tomorrow and then hopefully start another book. I brought both Bloom and Our Wives Under the Sea with me, and I think I'll start Our Wives Under the Sea. It is almost 1 a.m. so that is this update. Thank you for sticking it out with me. Obviously this vlog doesn't seem that long to you guys, but I have been working on it for quite some time, so thanks for hanging out, and I will update you once I finish this, and probably once I have started Our Wives Under the Sea. And there's like a major heat wave, so I hope y'all are staying hydrated and cool, and that you're having a great time. See you soon. Okay, I also like didn't think to mention this, but I only have 46 pages left, and I told you that, but all of these chapters are like 20 pages long, so I only have 2 chapters left. And here's the thing, I have to get up at 8 a.m. and it's 1 a.m. so, but like, do I read? Do I just power through, or do I finish it in the car tomorrow? Haven't decided. What did I just do here? I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think maybe if I can't sleep, I'll read a little, or maybe I'll like read the first few paragraphs. The thing is like, I'll have to stop in the middle of the chapter if it is time for bed. Like if I start with the, maybe I'll read a few. I'll have to stop in the middle of the chapter, which like there's like 1 chapter break for each, but they have pretty long chapters. But This is just my crisis at 1 a.m. I'm gonna read a few paragraphs and then maybe we'll see what I do. But the fact that I'm talking to you and not sleeping signals to me that I'm still awake. So let's not hold that plot, you know? That was a terrible pun. Okay, goodbye. Okay, what is up, everyone? I am home, thankfully, and I have some updates for you. So on my little trip, I finished Camp Damascus. I think I'm gonna give this a 3-star. I did really enjoy it. There was just, I don't know if I said this because I updated you at like 12:30 from my hotel room. There was something about the writing. While there were like disturbing scenes, like I don't think that the descriptions were like fully there for me. Like I couldn't fully see everything in my mind's eye. But this was his horror debut and I did really enjoy it. He has a book coming out either this summer or this fall called Bury Your Gaze, and I'm definitely going to pick that up, but I definitely enjoyed this one. Again, I'm not going to tell you too much just because I really think that's the best way for you to go into this. What I didn't mention though is since this is a library book, someone in pencil was annotating it, and they only did it for the second half. But I did really enjoy it, and then there were also, like, some of it was just funny, and then some of it was, like, little things I didn't pick up on. Like, one was, like, a Dante's Inferno reference that I got, and one was, like, an Aliens reference that I got, but one was a Peter Pan one that I don't know that I, like, fully would have gotten there, because it's been so long since I've seen Peter Pan that I think that would have just gone over my head. But they were noting all that stuff on the side, and it was really interesting to see what they were underlining as well. And then I started, after that, like I told you I would, Our Wives Under the Sea by Julia Armfield. I am 48 pages in. I actually restarted it this morning so I could highlight, and I literally, like, we started on page 1 with the highlighting, and I highlighted, like, I've highlighted a lot so far. And it's also great. This was a used copy, so it's already, like, so flat that I didn't have to worry about breaking the spine to highlight stuff. But this is really good. If you don't know what this book is about, we are following a married couple, and one of them, Leah, is a marine biologist, and she goes on what is, I think, supposed to be like a month-long expedition in a submarine, and the submarine goes down, and no one knows what happens, and then 6 months later, Leah comes home, except Leah isn't really Leah, and Miri is her wife, and she's kind of like trying to figure out what's going on with her wife and just doesn't understand like why her wife isn't her wife. And we're alternating perspectives between both of them. So we're following Miri in like the current as she's dealing with all of this and like trying to figure out what's going on with her wife, trying to get in contact with someone from the institute where Leah worked, and she has all of Leah's information except for her personnel number, and like she can't get past like an automated voice message. So I think there's going to be something a little sinister there. And then we're following Leah like from the day of like when they leave, but it's like it's fragmented, so I think it's like current day Leah rethinking things, but like she's not even holding conversations when she says things to Miri. It's not like she's actually talking to her. One, she's not looking at her, she's like looking at a place above her, and she's just like not upholding conversations, just like randomly talking about the ocean and stuff. This one I'm really enjoying so far. I love Jaws. I love anything horror. When my dad and I were in the hotel, we watched, I just said I love anything horror. I love anything ocean horror. I also love anything ocean related. Like I was obsessed with as a little kid. I was obsessed with sharks. Shark Week was my favorite time of the year. I have a shark tattoo, and last minute I had the, you can't see my dog, but he's moving around. Last minute I had the tattoo artist throw a little nod to Jaws in there, because that's really where it all started for me, because my dad showed it to me at like 4. So I think I've always known I was going to love this. It's why I tried so hard to find a hardcover. I was always like, I like the other cover better with like the face and the water, and I still think I do, but like whenever someone holds this up, I'm like, why the fuck are there mountains on this? And like it's supposed to be choppy water and like golden hour. It's which I like didn't realize until I had a physical copy that I was looking at it. I don't know if it's the way it comes across on scene or if I'm just silly and couldn't put it together, but it looked like mountains to me. But I will update you once I'm a bit further in this, but I am really enjoying it. I'm enjoying both perspectives, and I have a few theories. I always say that to you, but I can't wait to see where this one goes. I am exhausted from my trip. I've been home for probably an hour and a half. It's 11:30 at night. I work from 5 to 1 a.m. tomorrow, but I do have to be up early-ish. I think I could sleep until 9. Read absolutely as much of this as possible before I go to work, and I will let you know where I get probably after work tomorrow, but I'll see you then. Boop. Alright, so I am now like exactly 101 pages into Our Wives Under the Sea. So I only have like maybe 140 pages left. This is 123 pages. I only have 123 pages left, and so I think my plan is I'm going to put this down for now, and I'm going to absolutely bang it out tomorrow because it is currently the 23rd, and I have not edited my wrap-up for May, so I'm going to go do that because it has been a long month, it's been a hard month, it's been an emotional month. We are remaining positive, but I just know myself, and I know if I don't get it done, and I don't get everything that I want to get done this month, and I bring it into next month, I'm going to be an asshole to myself. Which, like, I would never do to anybody else, but I know I would be like, oh, well, like, you really couldn't have done that? Like, you really couldn't have gotten out of your mental health slog and just done that one thing? Like, I will do that to myself. So, I'm going to get everything done, so I can't do that to myself. But I am going to update you on Our Wives Under the Sea. I am absolutely loving this, you guys. The glare in my glasses, always. I am loving this. I have been highlighting so much, which I think I told you in my last update. We are still constantly switching between Miri and Leah, just every other chapter. Miri's chapters are a lot longer because she is like present day. She's talking about everything that's happening. And then Leah's chapters are really short because it's just like little snippets of them in the submarine under the sea. I have some theories. I don't know if anything is right. Like, I really don't know where they're going to take us, what the point of the book is going to be, because it is a literary fiction. There's going to be, or literary horror. There's going to be a point. And I keep wondering, I'm like, is like the twist going to be kind of like 172 hours on the moon-esque? Like, is that going to be the twist, or is the twist, like, because the submarine is fine, just nothing is working, but there is nothing wrong with the submarine. Like, there's no reason that it shouldn't be working. There's no reason that they should have sunk. So my other theory is, like, did the company they're working for deliberately send them down to the bottom of the sea for this long to study the effects it has on them? But I think that maybe that is my theory, because the company that Leah currently works for is called The Center. And I read The Center by Aisha Manazir Siddiqui this year, and, like, that is just, like, a nefarious place. So I think that maybe that's kind of where that theory is coming from. But I am really excited to see. I can't wait to find out. This is also interesting because I'm loving this book, but, like, really, there is so much miscommunication in this book because the two of them are not talking. Like, Leah is hardly speaking at all, so I think this is a good representation of me, like, enjoying miscommunication in a book, which I usually really hate, but, like, they're just not talking at all, and then some very weird things seem to be going on with Leah that are, like, beyond decompression sickness. So I'm just really intrigued to where this is gonna go and to what the resolution is going to be, and in going to see how many chapters this is, I now know that this ends on a Leah chapter, and it's only like a paragraph long, so I am quite intrigued. I am currently I'm not on sprints, I am watching Kayla's members' Lalathon sprints from Books and Lala, which I obviously did not participate in all because it is a bingo board and I have read one book in the last week. So I am going to use this rest of the time before I have to leave for work, which I think is about 2 hours from now, to edit my vlog, because at first I was like, or not my vlog, my wrap up, because at first I was like, I'll just do it tomorrow because I'm off tomorrow. But I would love to get most of it or all of it done today. So tomorrow, when I have no roommates home and it's just me, I can read all day. I can finish this, and I can probably read a majority or all of Bloom, because that's a novella. And then maybe I'll just end it there. I won't get to the sacrifice. But this vlog has been going on for a while, at least for me. And I just think that, like, I feel like I'm failing at it. Like, I feel like I'm not doing well with any reading this month. So I feel like finishing it will give me a good, like, sense of relief. And then maybe I can just film, like, a mid-year book freakout tag, because I want to do that, because ideally I would love to do that every year. I'm on BookTube, so I can go back and watch them all, just like the same way it would be really fun to always have my top books of the year videos. I think that that's all that I wanted to say to you about this lovely book, though. I already know, like, it doesn't really matter how this ends. Like, this is, I feel 5 stars in my bones, so unless something just, like, makes me so irrationally angry, which I highly doubt, I think I will be good. My friend also saw me post this on my Instagram and was like, I just reread this. It's like my comfort book read. So I also can't wait to talk to my friend Nicole about this. I will update you, though, tomorrow, hopefully, once I am done with this book, and I will give you all of my thoughts and feelings, and I will jump right on into Bloom. All right, everyone, I have finished Our Lives Under the Sea by Julia Armfield, and just 5 stars. This is easily one of the best written books that I've read so far this year. It was absolutely incredible. I was just highlighting so much of it. Sorry, my congestion came back strong and with just a force this morning. This took me so much longer to finish today than I expected it would. Just probably the first, like, 40 pages of getting into my last 100 took so much longer than I was hoping, but then once I actually got going, it went a lot faster. This book is like a total slow burn for pretty much the entire 222 pages. We move a little faster at the end. Some of the chapters just start coming shorter than they already are, so you feel like you're getting somewhere faster, but it is total slow burn. If that's not something you're into, there is a lot of ambiguity. If that's not something you're into, those are both things that I do really enjoy when done well, and I think they were done excellent in this book. This is a book I can see myself rereading. This is a book I can see myself coming back to. I love the ocean. I was obsessed with it as a little kid, so it's also just kind of like the perfect Olivia book. I don't know if there's much else I want to say. I don't want to tell you much more than I did in my updates, just because, like I said, it's very ambiguous, so we're going to leave it at that, but I do strongly recommend this one. I want everyone to read it. I just remembered I immediately have to go text my friend Nicole and tell her that I finished it, but I was just obsessed the entire time. I did have, like, the defeated thought when I was trying to get into the last 100 pages of this, that I was like, I am ending this vlog after this book. Like, this month has defeated me. I am defeated. But no, I will persevere. I refuse to be defeated. So I am going to hop into Bloom by Delilah S. Dawson. Like I probably said in the beginning of this vlog, this is a sapphic book. Two women meet at a farmer's market, and I think it's a bit obsession. I don't know much more about that. I don't really want to read the synopsis at all because it's only 200 pages. I'm hoping that I can get in at least 50 pages into this today, but maybe a little bit further, a little more. I think I still have, like, at least an hour and a half until my roommate gets home so I can read uninterrupted, and then we'll make dinner together. But I don't really have much else planned for the rest of my day. I did my workout after I finished Our Wives Under the Sea. I finished editing my wrap-up this morning, and I probably started exporting it at like 12:15ish, and it is now 5:23, and it is only like 54% exported, which I don't understand. I mean, I guess I do, because when I first started making videos, way back in the day, like 2 months ago, there were no other videos like in the storage on the video editor or on the external hard drive. So like my first escape vlog was almost an hour, and it exported like within 15 minutes. And this is shorter than that, and it's been exporting for over 5 hours, and it's hardly even halfway done. But all I really have to do is edit a thumbnail for it, and I can post that tonight. So that'll give me a feeling of accomplishment in this month that I feel like I've gotten nothing done in. But I am gonna stop talking and start reading, and I will update you once I get a little bit of the ways into Bloom. I'm not sure what the vibes are going to be, if I'm going to want to tell you a lot about it, or if it's so short that I'm also just going to keep what I'm feeling short and sweet, but we will figure that out together, won't we? Okay, I have made it 71 pages into Bloom by Delilah S. Dawson, and I was worried I wouldn't be able to tell you about some of what's going on, but it seems to be a pretty slow burn, so I think we can talk about it a bit. We are following Ro, who has just moved home to Savannah probably 6 months prior, because a year before her relationship is completely and utterly ended in a total gigantic mess, and her life has fallen apart, and she just needed to get out of New York City. And it opens with her going to a farmer's market and accidentally kind of like tripping her way into this stall that has a very beautiful woman who is selling soaps and plants and cupcakes. Ro is kind of totally enthralled with this woman, Ash, and has never really been attracted to a woman before, like to her knowledge, and is just so immediately like obsessed with her. And she gets a cupcake from the stall and then like goes back every week and tries a new cupcake, and there seems to be kind of like a mutual banter going on. And I've just read the first 71 pages in, and I just finished chapter 6, and that was like the first meeting outside of the farmer's market between these two women, and maybe that's all I'll say. There seem to be some other nefarious things going on in the town that's really only been mentioned once or twice, but the fact that it's been mentioned at all obviously is leading to me to believe that one of our women is involved in what's going on in this little college town. So that's really all I've read so far. I don't feel like there's anything too incredibly like nefarious yet, other than the woman of interest, Ash. She just seems to sometimes get really cold and distant in the sentences and questions that she asks Ro, but then it kind of immediately goes away. It's like Ro said the right thing and has passed a test. I have some theories about where it might go, but I also truly have like genuinely no idea. I'm not really sure I've ever read just like an obsession style story before, so we will see. Eric LaRocca called it an elegantly written nightmare. Oh, and it is. That is something I'm really enjoying. Ro is a college professor or an assistant professor. She's 27. She's just finished her studies, but her studies, it seems, were in literature. She is obsessed with books, and she just has like an elegant way with words, but also is always talking about books, and I love books that talk about books, as I'm sure so many of us do. I think like that is a common theme when you see a bunch of booktubers and they're all talking about like what makes a 5-star for them. Talking about books to talk about books is totally one. But my camera is gonna die very shortly, so we are gonna leave it at that, 71 pages in, and I will pick back up tomorrow before work and probably update you again at some time at like midnight tomorrow. Sorry, did I wake you up? Okay, I am back, and just like I promised, it's midnight and I've got an update. I am 35 pages into Bloom, and the thing is I could have read more than this today, but I wanted to talk to you first before I read anything more. Because the thing is like, nothing overtly creepy has happened yet. I think we're definitely getting there. That's why I wanted to do this first. I wanted to wait to read anymore because right now, all of the unease and dread, it's just like undertones in the book. Like nothing necessarily is wrong, but you really feel like something is wrong. I do think that my theory from the beginning is gonna come to fruition, but I don't know how Delilah Dawson is gonna do it. And just like the creepy feeling, like it's not like the unsettling feeling of reading it is building so much tension. And I feel like with horror and thriller, the biggest complaint that I have, and that I don't give things 5 stars, they don't work for me, is that tension and that unease, like, isn't there. Like, I just flip through the novel and I never feel the dread. Like, it's pooling in my stomach and, like, my heart, like. So I really can't wait. I am going to maybe read just like 1 or 2 more chapters tonight, because it is almost 12:30. I just got home from work, but I'm gonna get up early to be productive, or early for someone who gets home from work at midnight. But I'm going to get up and be productive before I go back to work tomorrow night. But I think this is like exactly 200 pages. So right now I only have 65 pages left. So maybe I'll just read 1 more chapter tonight, and then I'll go settle into bed and wake up bright and early tomorrow to finish this, because I can't wait to see how the author is going to spin this. I think it's gonna be really interesting. I think I'm gonna have a good time, and hopefully I'm not wrong. That's what we always hope for, isn't it? All right, I finished Bloom by Delilah S. Dawson. I'm gonna give this 4 stars. There were parts of the ending that I definitely saw coming, but then there was some stuff sprinkled in there that I was like, ooh, well, that was a surprise. Also, one of the women in this book, she's like a little more male-coded, and I found it like a nice play on, oh, the Bubba's coming. I'm talking, so you came, you want to come lay down? Okay. I found it a really nice play on, how if a man was doing these kind of things, we'd be like, well, that's a red flag. But with a woman, it's overlooked more. I thought that was really interesting. Overall, though, just like the way that this book builds up and like the tension of the book, like I found myself wanting to savor it a little and like read it in little chunks. So I was like reading 30 to 40 pages of this, and then I was just like reading a bunch of Heartstopper in between so I could space this out a little. I think it would be so easy for you to crush in a sitting, though. I was just like enjoying the tension and the unease, and I wanted to make it last as long as I could. Oh, I read all the blurbs on the back and I didn't read the one on the front, and yesterday I was talking about how this is filled with dread, and every page drips with delicious dread. This bite-sized tale is perfectly wicked. Rachel Harrison. I don't know that I've read any Rachel Harrison. I've never read a Delilah Dawson, but the end of this book says she has like 20 books out or something, so I'm gonna look into some of her works and see if there's anything else that I would be interested in picking up. And I'm just like thrilled. I love this because what a cover. What a cover. Okay, but that is gonna bring us to the end of this vlog, so let's just do a little recap really quick on everything that we read, because it's been a while for me, but it probably hasn't been that long for you. The first was Camp Damascus by Chuck Tingle. I think originally in the beginning of this vlog, I gave this 3 stars. I am going to give it 3.5, just because my first book this month was 3 stars, and this was better than that. There was just something in the writing that I felt a little disconnected from, and I can't place it. But I am intrigued to read more Chuck Tingle, and I will be picking up Bury Your Gaze later this year. Our Wives Under the Sea was just what I needed. It had been like over 10 books since I had had a 5-star, which maybe isn't that much, but for someone who doesn't read that many books in a year, that was rough. It was a rough time. This was just like told so beautifully. I think I said it before, I'll say it again. This is probably one of the best written things that I have consumed this year. And Julia Armfield also has a book coming out later this year called Burial Rites or something rights, and I will be picking that up as well. And then, of course, where we just left off, Bloom with a 4-star. So we had a little bit of everything, but we had nothing bad, and I will take that. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you soon with another video. Bye!